Okay, so I want to do a quick make for you today with our new Papercraft Society box collection, which is all very much themed around mid-century modern design. So I'm going to make a 5x7 card today, and really simple, just using some of the papers, dies and stamps in this collection, but just show you how easy it is to put together a really fun project. First step was to go through the gorgeous papers that come in the collection to decide on a background that I wanted for my 5x7 card. And you can see there are quite a few options to choose from here, and they're quite strong patterns as well. So that's one of the things I thought to be worth just touching on in this little tutorial, is ways that you can kind of use your pattern papers without feeling they're going to overwhelm the project. So of course the first thing is it gives you a colour palette. It gives you the inspiration of what colours you're going to work with to build on this fabulous geometric style base. And obviously I'm going to go with these kind of warm yellows, the mustard yellows that are in this paper pad or paper pack, and also the black as a nice contrast. So that's going to kind of quieten things down when we need a little bit of contrast for the pattern that the paper's giving us. So I've already cut this to size, as you can see, to a 5x7 card, and I've cut a matte from black cardstock. Hopefully you'll have white and black cardstock in your stash, and this will give you a nice contrast base to go for that paper. Now I wanted to create something. I'm thinking of using one of the fabulous figures, the mid-century modern ladies, on this card, but I wanted to give some create something that will ground her, that gives her a kind of a base to stand on. And what I thought I'd use was the this wonderful border die that is part of the collection. So I'm just going to take it off the carrier sheet. It's a die that cuts into your card. So as you can see here, I've cut it out twice from this black cardstock, and it will cut into the card, so you can then create kind of a lattice pattern almost, or repeat cut this as often as you want to. So it could have been the card front, it could have covered the whole of that card front if I wanted to cut it that many times. It is super easy to line up and repeat cut, so you probably aren't going to catch this on camera, but where the kind of the outline around the shape where the die has kind of made contact with the paper, you get a very, very faint embossed line, and that really is the point at which you want to line up your next die with, to be able to repeat this at an even distance. So really easy to do that, and just run it through your die cutting machine a few times, and you're going to end up creating a background that is as large as you want, or just cut it the once and then use that as a single border. And you can see from the yellow that's glowing behind it what a great kind of contrast it makes when you've got something in a different colour that sits beneath it. An extra bonus is, if I can pick them up, you of course then get lots of this wonderful kind of star confetti that comes out of the die, and therefore can be used as embellishments onto your projects. Or if you're super patient, you could of course cut this in two different colours and paper piece the contrasting colour back into those spaces. So there are lots of ways of using this, and I particularly like the fact that it cuts into the cardstock, so it gives you the options as to how many times you want to use it. So I've obviously already cut it out of black, and I've chosen one of the solid cardstock colours from the collection that I think is going to make a nice match with the colours in our pattern paper. That's what I mean about it providing you with your initial kind of inspiration from a palette perspective. So I know I can adhere this on top, and then I'm going to trim so that it sits towards the bottom third of the card front. So let's just get that stuck down and can do some trimming. You can see I've already done some die cutting out of the bottom of that cardstock, because you're going to want to get as many uses out of it as you can. So let's just, and I'm not going to use all of this panel that I've cut, but I thought, well, I'll cut a few just to show you how cool it looks, and then we can cut it down to work with the size of the card that we're making. So I'm just dotting a bit of glue between those between those spaces there, and it's just a great, isn't it? It's such a cool design. I love that. Even actually, if you put white dots, white gel pen dots in those spaces as well, you get a different type of pattern as well. I do love mid-century modern kind of repeat. So, and the obviously the confetti that comes out of this would make a great great shaker fodder as well. I'm always on the lookout for shaker fodder. So that's stuck down nicely. So the question is going to be really is how high up this card front I'm going to want that die cut panel to go, and I think I'm probably going to go with 3 stars. 3 stars deep will give us enough enough base and enough of a breaker to make sure that this top pattern doesn't become too overwhelming to the eye. So even though they're both strong patterns, the fact this is black against the colour just really, I think, gives your eyes somewhere to rest. It gives you a contrast point. I'll trim that down in a second, but first of all, let's stamp out our focal point. And the focal point that I've chosen is so one of the fabulous mid-century ladies. They're quite sketchy in style, so they're not overly they kind of got quite a light pen stroke to them, so they're not too heavy when you stamp them out. I'm using my stamp or a stamping platform just so that I can go back in. I haven't stamped this one before, so sometimes you want to go back in just to get your stamps kind of behaving nicely with the ink. Which is perfect. So let me show you what I mean by that sketchy style. You know, that these lines are not connected. It is designed to look a bit like a fashion sketch, really. So I think I love the kind of the light effect that gives us. Now there is a matching die in the collection that will enable me to cut fabulous lady out perfectly, so that's going to make life easier as well. So I'm going to just turn the camera off briefly while I add a little bit of colour to this lady. I'm thinking I'm going to use wild honey and black, as you can imagine, really continuing on that colour palette we've got going on the pattern paper. I'm going to add a bit of colour to her and cut her out, and then we will start compiling a fun card. Okay, so I've compiled my card front. I've trimmed down our die cut panel, so it's just 3 deep, and obviously trimmed it to the size of the 5x7 card front, and I think that's given us a nice base for our mid-century lady to stand on. I've coloured her in just using Distress Oxide inks in Wild Honey and Black Soot, and then used the matching die, the corresponding die, to cut her out. So I think she's looking very elegant. Now we've got lots and lots of choices when it comes to kind of completing and decorating our card front. I could use the stamps that come with the stamp sentiments that come with the collection, which I was very tempted to use I had my patience tested, it came back negative. I think that's probably my favourite sentiment. You've got the I'm not old, I'm mid-century modern. So I could stamp a sentiment, but of course I've got these fabulous sticker sheets which are packed full of sentiments here, and they're pre-cut as well, so easy to peel off and keep the rest of the sheet. They come in the black and the white, so depending now on your recipient, you'd have the choice of maybe saying something like elegance never goes out of fashion, or you don't look a day over fabulous. So if you wanted to make it a kind of a complimentary card to somebody, then you've definitely got the words on here that will help you do that. I was really taken by the sentiment, I don't know how to act my age, I've never been this old before, because I think it kind of is a nice contrast to this lady who looks very, very self-possessed and elegant. So I thought I'd add a sentiment that kind of contrasts with that. So you can see it peels beautifully off the sheet, and don't take hooks with it, and is there. Now of course what do you do when you've got a sentiment that's just a bit too long for your for the space that you want to put it into? And what I typically do, and I like doing this with the bigger sentiments anyway, is I will trim this into mini phrases, mat it onto white cards so I can arrange it on my onto my card front as I want to. So I think I'm going to start with I don't know how. I'll trim that. Oh no, I don't know. How to act my age. And it's quite arbitrary really where you cut it. It's just to give you some phrases that you can break down and arrange as you want to. So I don't know how to I don't know how to act my age. I've never been this old before. And then really the main trick now is to rearrange them on your card front in the right order. It's as difficult as that. So by putting them onto our white card, so you do have the white and black, so you've got the options depending on the background you are putting your sentiment against. But given we've got a busy pattern paper, I think the black background on the sentiment stands out better, is kind of crisper, but that white mat just gives us a little bit more definition. And I went with a kind of mid-century modern style font for the words as well, so everything's going to be in keeping, but it's not so stylized that you can't use it on projects that don't have a mid-century flavour to them. So this is a highly complicated crafting procedure. Never been. And that's one of the things I like about stickers like this, is that you can kind of cut up and rearrange them to suit your project, which can give you kind of a nice versatility to how they're placed. So we'll have a look. So if we put, and I like putting them at a bit of an angle. I don't know. You see, I'm already out of. I don't know how to. There you go. So that now kind of takes your eye down the page like the figure. And then the final finishing touches, before I kind of stick it all down, is to use some of the fabulous dies that come in this collection too. So we've got our mid-century modern shapes, the kind of silhouette shapes. You've also got the stamp shapes as well, but obviously these come in a die format, so we've straight away able to take them out of the corresponding cardstock we used at the bottom. And I was thinking using these kind of boomerang shapes would enable me to draw the eye to the words. Again, this is all about just trying to think of how do you make your focal points work when you've got a lot of pattern and distraction going on behind. So I will mess around with this for a wee minute. I do like these mid-century stars as well. So I've got it again in the gold and the black. So we've got the contrast going through. And don't forget, of course, all the fabulous shapes that you've already cut from the panel beneath. So you've got these wonderful diamond shapes or kind of stylized star shapes. So again, they could be on your card front, decorating around the figure as well, or putting them into the centre of these stars. So they're an embellishment you've already got to hand. So I'm going to stick all that down, and we will see the finished outcome in a second. So here we have the finished card. You can see really quick and easy to do. The pattern papers have done most of the work for us, and they've set the colour scheme that we could then work from. The stamp and die gives us a lovely focal point, and just using those die cuts to help draw the eye to that sentiment, I think is really helpful with all the other patterns going on the card. So they've got stamps, dies, papers and the sentiment stickers all working together to make a mid-century modern card. Thanks for watching.